Okay. Super quick. Seven Deadly Sins, episode 17 review. Really quick. I've got to do this. There's so much information in this episode. Here we go. Looking at all my notes. Hendrickson goes to meet Arthur at the gate, and Dreyfus is going to take care of the Seven Deadly Sins. Arthur wants to visit the king of Lioness, and because he's helped him in the past, and he says his wizard friend there can help him get better from being sick, because Hendrickson says the king is sick. The whole army was just a bunch of magic. The wizard snaps its fingers and the army disappears. Um, Hendrickson tells him no, leave, and Arthur says that he will help Hendrickson with his problem inside of the city. Then we see Elizabeth is in the dungeon from the teleport girl from the last episode. Hawk was teleported with her. Hawk goes nuts and breaks down the door. Some kind of, like he's had to go to the bathroom or something, and breaks down the door. Then there's a guard there on the other side of the hall, and Hawk rolls into him and knocks him out. Hauser is, Hauser makes this comment that he's glad that Diane is nowhere in the area because he doesn't have to fight her, to himself. He's thinking. Dreyfus is asking Helbram why the Seven Deadly Sins are attacking, and Helbram says that they're probably after magical artifacts that are stored in Lioness, the kingdom, Lioness. And Gowther uses the arrows to rewrite the memories of the Holy Knights as the Seven Deadly Sins are entering the city. Like I said in the previous episode, that was for this episode. Arthur is walking with Hendrickson, and Hendrickson sets up this ambush with the two Holy Knights following Arthur to get ready to fight him or stop him in his tracks. Basically Hendrickson says we can kill even a king, and then he tries to attack Arthur, and Arthur gets flung into the wall by Hendrickson's strike, but Hendrickson has a cut on his head and Arthur is fine and he blocked it. So that was cool. Also, Arthur revealed himself to be this young kid. He's really young. Then we have King and Diane are talking. They're walking and talking about how Meliodas is reacting to Elizabeth, with anger that she was taken. And Diane says that'll never happen for me. And King says, well, if it, that the captain would be worried about me. Diane says, but he wouldn't, make that kind of face. And King is like, well, if it was me, I would be really angry and I would rescue you without anybody helping me. And Diane doesn't see the love there. She just says, oh, you're trying to cheer me up, aren't you? And then King comes up with a plan. He calls his what is it called? A hellhound, I think it is. And it's like this dog that's a fairy. And I don't know if it was called Black Hound or something, but it has the ability to go through dimensions, and he uses it to send Diane to Leonis, but she gets stuck halfway through, and she uses her, she tries to squirm and figure out where she is, her upper half of her body, and that alerts Dreyfus, Helbram, Jericho, and Hauser and Guila to the location of Diane on the in the bottom of wherever she is in the castle or something, and they go see her, and Dreyfus wants to know why she's there, and she's like she wants Elizabeth back, and then before any more talking can be done, Jericho's like I'll kill her, and Jericho tries, and Diane just swats her away and kind of takes out the whole surrounding room that she was in, that underground, the whole castle kind of splits apart or something. I don't know, whatever she was in, and she's just her upper half is up, and her bottom half is still where King is, but she's got the air around her now, and she's got the ability to swing her Gideon and everything, her sacred treasure. So Gil Thunder is yelling at or talking down to Jericho, telling her that she is fainting from that attack, and that's not becoming of a holy knight, and you gotta let me take care of her. And Gil Thunder basically tries to does shock Diane with his lightning ability, and she's taking it like a champ, and she she also starts getting attacked by Dreyfus, or rather Dreyfus tells Hauser to assist Gil Thunder, and Hauser doesn't want to, but he decides he's a knight and he has to. It's his job. So he or duty, and he combines his tornado attack with Gil Thunder's lightning. And then while she's in the air, Diane gets sucked into the air by the tornado, and she's being electrocuted at the same time. And then Helbram borrows the power of a holy knight in wherever they're sending him power from, and he uses this ice hail technique or whatever, and pelts her with hail. And Diane still is like, don't underestimate the Giant Clan, and she comes down on the ground and she uses this move called something glaive. Oh, where is it? It's Gladius Earth. And Gladius Earth, it's like, just basically makes like this big Gladius looking, because Gladius is like a weapon. It looks like the Gladius of rock or whatever. And like Helbram kind of like saves himself by sacrificing 2 of the holy knights that were giving him energy or something, where his orb was. And everybody's kind of impressed, but Dreyfus blocks Diane's second glaive, and he says it's his ability called break, and his will allows him to break the abilities of his opponents, because he's so strong in his will that he's right, and that nothing will stop him in his path or something like that. And Diane is getting cut up by Dreyfus. Like, he cuts her in the leg, in the like sternum, and he even sends her flying into the town. And when she gets thrown into the town, the people all throwing rocks at her, because Dreyfus is talking on like a magical orb or something, saying that the 7 deadly sins have invaded the kingdom. The start of the holy war is here, and the citizens are all angry at her, and they're throwing rocks at her, and she's like, no, please, I'm not your enemy. And she's just thinking about how she wants to save Elizabeth, how she loves Elizabeth, and Elizabeth's her only friend, and all that stuff. And she's walking, and Helbram is making it look like the buildings are exploding. And as soon as Diane used the glaive, the 7 deadly sins saw her, and that they know that she's there now in the kingdom. And Helbram is like destroying buildings where she's walking, and hurting people, innocent people. And Guila is really pissed off about it. She's like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? He's like, we need villains. It's not good when the villains in the story don't act like villains, so he's got to make them look like villains. And Gila's like, well, what does that mean? Does that mean that the 7 deadly sins aren't actually plotting to overthrow the kingdom? What have you not told me? Why you've been lying this whole time? And Jericho's like, who cares? Let's just kick Diane, get Diane's head and call it a day, whatever. And then Gila's little brother comes running in, and like from the town square or whatever, just running down the street, and he sees Diane, and then all of a sudden the building starts collapsing, and Diane throws herself, under the rubble and protecting her little brother. And then Dreyfus is like, oh, good work, let's kill her right now and finish this. And then Hauser just slowly walks in front of, like away from all of them, and stops like in front of Diane and turns around and says, and then Dreyfus is like, what are you doing? Like, are you prepared to like fight against all of us? And then Hauser is like, you told me, like, that a holy knight knows when to act. You told me that a long time ago. And, and he's like, that time is now to act for what I believe, for what's right. And Guila stands up, and she's like, he won't be alone. So Guila and Hauser are now joining forces with a very weakened and hurt Diane to stand against Dreyfus, Helbram, and Jericho. And that's how the episode ends. And wow, what an episode! Information overload. So many things happened. Guila gets character development now. She's not that crazy evil psycho we all thought she was. She had reasons. Her brother was explored earlier, but now we see that she also isn't comfortable with lying and making up fake villains. Jericho development in the sense that like she's only cares about her rank, so she's more of a villain than maybe Guila was. And Hauser, the true chivalrous knight, maybe having feelings of love for Diane. I believe he does. And Diane was so epic with how she just fought everybody off, and her body took so much punishment, and and she was stuck. Imagine if she had her full mobility from the start. It would have been, I think, a much different fight. Even though Dreyfus is crazy powerful, Dreyfus showed off an amazing ability. Arthur showed he's a badass and can hang with Hendrickson, at the very least counter him. Like, like, wow, so much happened in this episode, and this story is just getting better and better, and you don't know what's going to happen next. Like, um, who's gonna, is Elizabeth gonna like find something at the castle now that she's free with Hawk, or is that teleport girl gonna catch her again? Is Meliodas and Seven Deadly Sins gonna end up fighting with Guila and Hauser against Dreyfus? Like, so much stuff is happening right now. So much action, so much story, so much character development. Love this series. 10 out of 10 again. 2 straight episodes, 10 out of 10. Let me know what you thought in the comments below about everything I talked about, and more. If you feel like asking another question on your own, please rate this video, and please subscribe if you want more videos in the future. And these 7 Deadly Sin episode reviews are going to be on time from now on, because I've been waiting so long for the subs, the good subs that I liked, but now I'm just going to go with whatever subs I can get, because it's pretty simple to tell what's going on. So thank you guys again for watching. Have a nice night.